I welcome you all to your English class. I hope you all are healthy and fine. For today's English lesson, we will be continuing the second chapter, A Gift of Chappals, from your Honeycomb book. You already know that we have finished 2 videos on this chapter and now we are going to start the third part of it. So if you haven't watched the previous 2 lessons, I would suggest please go to those videos and watch them first and then come back to this video. Previous video, we had found that Mridu was very curious from where the noise was coming. Okay, so what does she do? She creeps up to the window where Lalli was learning to play a violin. She also found that there was a man there. He was the music master, and there is a very vivid description of the music master. Okay, we had found that he wore a gold chain, he had a diamond ring in his finger, and he was playing the violin very beautifully. Okay, Ravi even compared Lalli's playing the violin to derailing of a train, right? Means she could not compose a single tune that the music master was producing. So she was always moving out of track. She wasn't playing the music as smooth as the music master. Okay, so we had also seen now the kids, while they were listening to the music produced by the music master and Lalli, they hear a beggar call, right? So there was someone at the door, at the gate, and Rukumani asked Ravi to send the beggar away and to tell him that he should not return again. And then Ravi does the same and Mridu follows him. When he goes to tell the beggar this thing, what his mother has asked him to do, so Mridu also follows him. So when she goes there, they find that the beggar has already made himself very much comfortable. Okay, he has placed his upper cloth on the ground, on the green grass, and he was resting against the trunk of the neem tree. Okay, we have already seen this, and he was very tired and he was resting until his arms appear, until his arms come, right? So Ravi has come to tell him that he should not come there anymore, and Rukumani had asked him to go away. So the beggar was very much disheartened. He was very sad, okay, because no one is so kind in this world, right? No one wants to help you. But when he used to come to this house where Pati and Rukumani lived, he always got something to eat or got something to survive, to stay alive, to keep his body and soul together. Okay, so then we find that he was disappointed and he was packing all his things. He just wanted to rest a bit before he goes away, because now he has no one here to offer him food. They have asked him to leave the place and go and beg from other houses. Okay, so there we see that the sun was scorching hot, means it was producing so much of heat that the tar on the road had melted. The road was hot, and then they find that the beggar had no slippers to wear. Okay, he was barefoot. He showed his blisters on the sole. He showed his feet and there were pink blisters. Okay, I already told you what blisters are. Blisters are caused due to burns or extra rubbing. So he tried, means before leaving he packed his things, and these kids they had this pity on the beggar, because no one should go out in that sun with bare feet. Okay, so what do they decide, that what do they need to do? They decide to find the man a pair of slippers. So they go on searching in the whole house. And do you remember whose slippers they found and who found it? I hope so you remember. Yes, Mridu found it. And whose slippers were those? That that slippers with scrawny toes, a mark on them. Whose slippers were those? Yes, the music master's slippers. So Ravi was very happy because earlier he was disappointed that neither Ravi's slipper nor Mridu's slipper would fit the beggar. So when he found the exact size slippers, he was overjoyed. He was very happy. So what does he do? He take those slippers and then he moves towards the beggar, and then he offers him, then he keeps it there, and what does he say? That take these slippers and never come back here, because those slippers were stolen, and he had asked no one, neither the music master nor his own mother, right? So he said that now you should go away quickly, hurry up and go from here. The beggar did exactly the same thing. He was very happy to find something to protect his feet, so he was very happy. He quickly took his towel on his shoulder, means he threw the towel on his shoulder. We had seen a word there, right? There was a word where throwing, yes, he flung his towel. So he threw his towel on his shoulder and then he quickly ran away from there. And so he muttered a blessing. He quickly said a blessing, means in his heart only, in a very low voice. Okay, he muttered a blessing so that the ladies of the house could not hear it, and then he went away quickly he went at the other corner of the street. Now we had studied till here only. From this lesson we will be continuing with the rest of the story. Okay, so let's read it. The music master came out of the house and took an unappreciative look at the three of them sitting quietly under the tree. So the beggar has left now, and these three children are sitting under that neem tree. Okay, and the music master had come out and he gave an unappreciative look. What does this word means? Unappreciative. That means he was very unhappy, dissatisfied, as if very much annoyed. Okay, so he gave that disapproving look, that why are these kids sitting, means he did not like them maybe. So he gave them this look, and then what the kids were doing, they were playing marbles. Okay, then he searched for his chappals in the veranda. So he had kept, while entering the room, he has kept his slippers outside only in the veranda. So he was searching there where he had put them. So he had put his slippers in the veranda and he was searching for them there only. You place certain things somewhere and you would be looking there only, right? So the music master came out of the room and he was searching for his slippers outside that room. Lalli, he called after a few moments. He kept on searching, he kept on looking for his slippers, but he could not find it anywhere. So he calls his disciple, his student Lalli, and he wants her to find it. Now let's see what happens. She hurried up to him after she heard her name called. So she quickly reached the master. Have you seen my chappals, my dear? So what did he ask? That, did you see my slippers? Did you see my chappals? I kept it here only. Okay, I remember having kept them here. So while entering the room where I taught you music, I kept my slippers outside here only in the veranda, but now I cannot find it. So have you seen it? Have you located it somewhere else? Okay. Ravi, Mridu and Meena silently watched Lalli and the music master search every corner of the veranda. So what happened here? That these three kids, they know that what they have done with the slippers. So the music master was really worried about his slippers. He could not find it anywhere. Now we will see what does he do next. Okay. He scurried around, looking over the railing and crouching near the flower pots to look between them. What he does now? He scurried around. What is the meaning of scurried? Scurried means that he moved with short, quick steps. He moved really quickly. He moved hurriedly by taking short, quick steps. He was worried, he was very much tensed, so he could not be slow and waste time, right? So he was moving very quickly. And where did he search for the slippers? He tried to look over the railing first. So there was a fence, there was a boundary. He tried to look across it so that he can find the slippers. Now, and the second thing he does is he crouched near the flower pots. Crouching means what? Crouching means to lower yourself, to lower your body and sit, and not on the floor, but it's a kind of, you sit on your legs, okay, and you crouch down, you go to a lower level. Like if you have placed something under your bed, you crouch, right? You try to look under it. So here also we can see the music master, in order to find his slippers, he crouched near the flower pots to find it between them, if it's there. Brand new they were. I went all the way to Mount Road to buy them. So he said they were brand new, they were my branded slippers, and it was very much new. I had purchased it very lately, means it was a very recent purchase. I went all the way to Mount Road. He had mentioned a place to where he went. So he went to Mount Road to buy these slippers. He went on saying, they cost a whole month's fees. Do you know? So he said to Lalli that, do you know that the fees I take from you in a month is the exact same amount that is the cost of the slippers. That means it was a very expensive slippers. Soon Lalli went in to tell her mother Rukumani appeared. So because Lalli could not find it, and when she heard that it cost a whole month's fee, she was worried. So she went to her mother and she informed her, okay. And Rukumani came to the veranda. Looking harassed. Harassed means what? She was bothered, she was tense, she was worried. With Pati following her. Behind her, Pati also came. Okay, so first Rukumani came and then Pati also followed Rukumani. Where could they be? It's really quite upsetting to think someone might have stolen them. So what does she say? That I don't know where is the slippers, I don't know where it might be. It's not possible. How it can be that someone sold your slippers? It's very upsetting, it's very sad that someone has stolen your slippers from our house. Okay. So many vendors come to the door. Means so many people come selling their things to my door. So many vendors. Vendors are those people who sell vegetables or fruits or some other things. Okay. So she said that so many of them come. If they have stolen it, it might be possible. Worried Pati. So Pati said that it might be possible that someone had stolen it. Rukumani caught sight of Ravi, Mridu and Meena sitting under the tree. So Rukumani found these, she saw these three children under the neem tree. Okay. Have you children? She paused. Okay. She began, but she did not complete the sentence. Okay. Now that happens when you have a doubt on someone. Okay. So here also the same thing happened. Have you children? She began, and then she looked at their faces, okay? Then seeing they were curiously quiet. Curiously means what here? Unusually quiet. These kids never sat quietly. They were always in a mess in the whole house. They did not sit quietly. They always created trouble. So why are they sitting so quietly? Rukumani was doubting them, okay? She wasn't sure why these kids are behaving this way. Went on more slowly. Then she continued what she began asking. Seen anyone lurking around the veranda? So she asked, did you see anyone? Lurking means what? Waiting quietly means waiting for an opportunity to do something which might be not in good intention. Okay, not be in a good way. Okay, so they were lurking. Lurking means just aimlessly looking around, means they are just searching for an opportunity to do a certain thing. So she asks this question, have you seen anyone here around? Means as if they want to do something or they might have stolen something. a sharp V-shaped had formed between her eyebrows. So when someone gets angry, okay, you will usually see it around their forehead, right? So a V-shaped, because she was frowning and she was angry, a V-shaped line has formed on her in between her eyebrows. Okay, another straight, tighter one appeared in place of her usually soft, pleasant mouth. Okay, so what do we see here? That she was angry. All the expression of her face means clearly revealed, clearly said that she was angry. There was a sharp V line, there was a frowning around the mouth. So it was clear that she was very much upset, she was very much angry, and she was going to howl, she was going to shout on them. Okay, Rukumani was angry, thought Mridu with a shiver. Here the shiver is actually due to fear. Shiver is like shaking, vibrating your body out of fear or cold. So here Mridu thought that because Rukumani's expression, her facial expression said it everything, that she was angry. Mridu thought that Rukumani is now angry. She might do something. She wouldn't be so upset if she knew about the poor beggar with sores on his feet, she tried to tell herself. So she tried to convince herself that she is angry because she thinks that someone might have stolen the slippers. She doesn't know that the beggar came here with the bare feet and he had sores on his feet. He had blisters on his feet, right? So she thought it might be possible that if I say her so, that we gave the slippers to the needy beggar, so that would calm her down, that wouldn't make her so much angry. So now she had decided that she is going to tell Rukumani that they have given the slippers to the beggar. Now let's see whether she told it or not, right? We don't know. Taking a deep breath, she cried. Cried here means not with actual tears, but with a pity voice. Okay, she had pity in her voice. Means she tried to tell Rukumani that there was a beggar. Rukumani, there was a beggar here. Poor thing, he had such boils in the feet. So she had confessed, she had told the truth that there came a beggar and he had sores on his feet. It was very much painful, they could not see it. Okay. So said Rukumani grimly. Grimly means what? Grimly means in a very serious tone. She was very serious. She was depressed. She was angry. So she said that, so what happened? So what? Turning to Ravi. Now she has turned to Ravi because Ravi was the eldest of this all. You gave the music master's chappals to the beggar who turned up here. You gave the chappals to the old beggar who came here. She asked Ravi. Okay. Children these days, ground Pati. So Pati wasn't happy. The grandparents and parents complain about this generation, right? That how we are different from their generation. They always say that we are not respecting our elders, we do not fulfill our duties, we do not listen to anyone before taking actions, we are very quick to take actions, and we do not ask them before we do anything. So here also we can find Pati, she was groaning because Ravi gave the slippers to the beggars before asking anyone in the house. He did not consult his Pati, he did not consult his mother. Okay, now let's see what he tells or what he says. Amma, didn't you tell me about Karna, who gave away everything he had, even his gold earrings? He was so kind and generous. So he asked his mother, he asked his Amma that, Amma, didn't you tell me about Karna? You told me the story of Karna. You know, I think you have heard he was a character in the Mahabharata, right? He was so generous and kind. He was so huge-hearted that he gave his gold earrings and his protection shield to a to someone who came in the very first hour of the day to ask him for alms. Okay, you might have heard this story. If you have not, you might ask your parents to tell you that short story. Okay, so he said that didn't you tell me about Karana? He was so generous and kind that he even donated his gold earrings. So why couldn't we give these slippers? Okay. Silly, snapped Rukumani. Snapped means what? She was impatient. She was very angry. She told this thing. She told silly in a very harsh tone. Okay. Silly, snapped Rukumani. Karana didn't give away other people's things. He only gave away his own. So she said, you are stupid, you are silly. I told you that Karana gave his gold earrings and he gave his shield and not someone else's. But what you gave wasn't yours. It was someone else's. But my chappals wouldn't have fitted the beggar's feet. So what did he say? That my chappals are so small, my feet are so small that my chappals were not the size of the beggar's feet. So how could I give my own slippers? I couldn't. Ravi rushed brashly on. Okay, brashly means what? He was very impolite. He did not think, he did not respect his mother. He told it brashly that how could I give him my own slippers? I couldn't because my feet are very small. And Amma, if they did fit, would you really not have minded? So he said, if my slippers could have fitted the beggar's feet, would you have not really minded? You would have complained, you would have scolded me then also. That why did I give my slippers? Okay. Ravi, said Rukumani, very angry now. Now she was very angry. Ravi, go inside this minute. Now you need to go inside. Go inside the house because I'm very angry and the master was standing there. So she needs to be stern with her kids. Otherwise the master will think that she did not take a proper action. So she asked Ravi to go inside the house. She hurried indoors and brought out Gopi Mama's hardly worn new chappals. So what happened here? That because obviously the master has lost his slippers in their house, so she was entitled. She had to arrange for some slippers. So what did she do? She went inside her house and she brought whose chappals? Gopu Mama's chappals. That means what? Her husband chappals. And those were very much new. They were new chappals. He had Gopu Mama had not worn it for a lot of time. Might be a 1 or 2 times. It might be 1 or 2 times. These should fit you, sir. So these slippers might fit you. She placed it near the feet of the master and she said, this will fit you, sir. Please wear it. Sir, please put these on. I'm so sorry. So she was very sorry because he has lost or misplaced the slippers in their house. So she was feeling sorry. She apologized here. My son had been very naughty. So she said, my son was very naughty. He gave your slippers to the beggar. So I am sorry for it. She apologized here. The music master's eyes lit up. Okay, because do you remember what was the condition of his slipper? It was torn, it was old, it was shabby. Okay, it was very ugly looking. He said that those were brand new slippers, but those were really old. So his eyes lit up, means he was very happy. When your eyes lit up, it means you are very happy. He put them on, trying not to look happy. Okay, he have to pretend, he have to show that he was not quite happy because he loved his own slippers, and wearing someone else's slipper doesn't give him any joy. His slippers were brand new, it was costly. So these slippers were nothing in front of his slippers. So he tried not to look happy, but he was happy. Okay. Well, I suppose these will have to do. Because I lost my slippers, he was pretending. He said that, okay, this will do. I have no option, right? So I have to put these on only. These days, children have no respect for elders. What to do? Okay. So he said that these days, the generation of children now do not respect elders. They have no respect, they do not treat elders properly, they do not listen to the elders, they do not treat the elders properly. So this behavior is very much rude, or this behavior wasn't expected. So he said all these things, and then what does he do? Let's see. A Hanuman incarnate. Only Rama can save such a naughty fellow. So the music master said that Ravi was an Hanuman incarnate. That means what? That Ravi resembled the actions of Hanuman. That means he resembled the action of a monkey. Okay, because monkeys are really mischievous. So he said that this fellow, his naughtiness is just like Lord Hanuman. Okay, he is a bodily form of Lord Hanuman. Only Lord Ram can come and save him. Okay, he has to appear again on this earth. Lord Ram has to take an incarnation, and then only he could be saved. Rukumani's eyes flashed. Okay, Rukumani was upset. She could not believe her ears. She obviously, no mother would want that, right? Let's see what was she upset about. She didn't seem to like Ravi being called a monkey, even a holy monkey. She stood stiff and straight by the front door. It was clear she wanted him to leave quickly. Okay, what does she do? She did not like that Ravi was compared to Hanuman. He was mischievous, he was naughty, but no mother would want her son to be called a monkey, right? No mother would want her son to be compared to a monkey. So here we see that Rukumani was upset, and at the front door she stood stiff. Stiff means she was hard, she was firm, she was not at all moving. It appeared, obviously it was quite clear that she wanted the master to go away quickly. Okay, I hope the story is clear till here. Now we will be moving to the last paragraph, and then we will be finishing the story. When he had clattered off in his new chappals, she said, "Mridu, come in and have some tiffin." Okay, clattered off means what? While moving, his slippers made sound. Okay, clattered means gone off noisily, because the slippers made sound. Okay, usually tapping the chappals. He tapped his chappals and went away. So after the music master went away, Rukumani called Mridu inside the house, and she said that come here and eat some tiffin, eat some lunch, feed yourself. Honestly, how do you children think of such things? So she was surprised that and she asked Mridu that how could you children think about all these stuffs? From where did these things come? From where do these things come in your mind? Thank God your Gopu Mama doesn't wear his chappals to work, because she found Gopu Mama's chappal only at home. So she thanks God. She says, thank God, by God's grace, Gopu Mama doesn't wear his chappals to work. As she walked towards the kitchen with Mridu and Meena, she suddenly began to laugh. Okay, because now the slippers of the masters were gone, and they had to give Gopu Mama's slipper to the music master. So while she was going to the kitchen, while Rukumani was moving towards the kitchen with Meena and Mridu, she began to laugh. She began to giggle. Okay, with whatever had happened today, it made her laugh. But he is always in such a hurry to throw off his shoes and socks and get into these chappals as soon as he comes home. Okay, she starts laughing, and she was sure when Gopu Mama returns home, he will be looking for his slippers, because as soon as he comes from work, he just throw off his slippers, he just throw off his shoes, he just throw them off, and he looks for his slippers to wear, because everyone wants to get comfortable when they come home, right? So Gopu Mama also wants to be comfortable. What's your mama going to say this evening when I tell him I gave his chappals to the music teacher? Now she was worried that when he comes home, what am I going to tell him? about his slippers. If he couldn't find it, he will obviously ask me that where are the slippers. What am I going to tell him about his slippers? So this was a lot. This was a thing of concern. Here now, with this we end our story. So can you children guess what's the moral of the story? Here actually the kids could understand the need of charity, and they were filled with kindness and generosity. Okay, we need to be very generous to the poor, okay, to the needy, especially those who need our help. We should be very generous to them. Here through the kids, okay, through this story, Vasant Surya wants to convey or wants to instill in us the emotions or the feelings of generosity, okay, the feeling of kindness. We should be very much kind to the poor and the needy. Okay, I hope so when you find someone in need, you may remember this story and you could do a little action of charity on your part. Okay, so for today, this chapter ends here only. We will be doing the meanings of this part which we have read today, because I have already made you write some of the meanings. I think a lot of meanings has already been done in your previous lessons. So with this video you will be finishing the meanings part. Okay, so let's write it down. The first word for today is muttering. The first word is muttering. What does it mean? To utter in a low voice. Okay. Next word is scurried. It means move hurriedly, with short, quick steps. With short, quick steps. Quick steps. Okay. Next is harassed. Harassed. Harassed means bothered. Next word is lurking. This word is in your book as well. Lurking. It means waiting quietly. Quietly, okay? Without attracting attention. Without attracting attention. Attention. Okay, lurking. Next word is shiver. Shiver. Vibrating or shaking slightly. Shaking slightly due to fear or cold. Due to fear or cold. Okay. Next word is grimly. Grimly, in a very serious expressing manner. Okay. Snapped. To say or speak. To say or speak. Speak in an angry voice. Angry voice. Okay. Incarnate. Next word. Incarnate. Represent in bodily form. Represent in bodily form. Okay. Then is clattered off. I need to rub it first. Before that, please take a screenshot. Okay. It's clattered off. Clattered off. It means gone off noisily. Gone off noisily. With the noise of chapels. With the noise of chapels. Okay. Next word is stiff. S-T-I-F-F. Stiff. Stiff means rigid or firm. F-I-R-M. Firm. Okay. Rigid or firm. So children, we are done with the meanings. Now we will be moving to the comprehension check part. First you can take a screenshot quickly. Okay. In the comprehension check you can find 3 questions. We will be doing that also. The music master is making lovely music. Read aloud the sentence in the text that expresses this idea. Okay, you will find this answer on page number 23 and I'll write it down for you. You can copy it from here also. I won't be writing the questions, but you have to write the question in your notebook. Let's begin, okay? Comprehension check. We have done a comprehension check earlier also. I hope you have completed that. I sent you a PDF also, so I hope you have completed it. Today we are doing the second comprehension check. The first answer is, number 1 is the music master's note. The music master's note master is making a lovely music. The music master is making a lovely music. A lovely music. The sentence in the text that expresses this idea is this portion is in the question itself. From the to is in your question itself. So you need to copy it from the question only. Then we will be writing the answer. That's on page number 23. Okay. The music master's notes seemed to float up and settle perfectly into the invisible tracks of the melody. Okay. So we are done with this answer here. The music master is making a lovely music. The sentence in the text that expresses this idea is the music master's notes seemed to float up and settle perfectly into the invisible tracks of the melody. Okay. With this question, we are done for today. I hope you enjoyed the story and I hope you start practicing kindness if you haven't till now. So be generous to poor, be kind to the needy, and then you are sorted. Okay. Thank you for watching the video.